They say the janitor only cleans at night, but some stains never wash away. The janitor at my old high school stole children, and nobody believed me. I tried telling my teachers, even the principal, but they dismissed my fears as the overactive imagination of a 16-year-old. They saw Mr. Henderson as a quiet, diligent janitor. I saw the shadow that fell over our school each time a student went missing. My desperate search for proof led me to a chilling discovery, a basement room that wasn't on any of the school's official blueprints, a room that wasn't supposed to exist. That semester, 3 of my classmates vanished. The official story was always the same: troubled kids, likely runaways. But I noticed the pattern. Mr. Henderson, with his hollow eyes and the perpetual scent of bleach, seemed to linger a little longer in the hallways after each disappearance. He was a ghost in blue overalls, his gaze sweeping over us with an unnerving stillness. My suspicions solidified the night I snuck back for a forgotten textbook. The school was eerily silent until I heard the faint, rhythmic jingle of his keys. I ducked behind a row of lockers as he passed, his cart squeaking ominously. He wasn't cleaning. He was patrolling, his steps leading him towards the old, disused stairwell to the basement, a place students were forbidden to go. I knew I had to follow him. Every school has its ghosts. Ours was Mr. Henderson, the janitor. He'd been here for decades, a silent fixture who moved through the building like a shadow. We barely noticed him, which I think was exactly what he wanted. The first time I saw him dragging something heavy wrapped in tarps toward the basement, I convinced myself it was just cleaning supplies. The shape was lumpy, almost human-sized, but I shook it off. I was just tired. A week later, it happened again. This time, I heard muffled crying coming from whatever he was pulling, a sound of pure terror that froze my blood. That's when I knew I had to follow him. My heart hammered against my ribs, but I couldn't just walk away. I crept down the stairwell, my sneakers silent on the steps. The basement was a labyrinth of forgotten rooms, a place students were forbidden from entering. But Henderson's keys opened every door. He moved with a grim purpose, and I stayed in the shadows, holding my breath. I tracked him to a section behind the boiler room where he disappeared through what looked like a solid wall. I waited until his footsteps faded. My hand trembled as I felt along the grimy bricks. One was loose. I pressed it, and the wall swung inward, revealing a hidden room. The air that rushed out was stale, thick with dust, and something sickly sweet. I stepped inside. It wasn't a storage closet. It was a classroom. 3 small desks were arranged in a perfect row, a grotesque parody of a school hidden beneath our own. On each desk sat a single personal item. I recognized them instantly. Sarah's silver bracelet on the first desk, Marcus's baseball cap on the second, Jenny's backpack hanging on the third chair. They were the students who had vanished from our school over the years, but the students themselves were nowhere. The room was silent as a tomb. My eyes found the far wall. It was a massive corkboard covered in photographs. Dozens of faded school pictures. Sarah, Marcus, and Jenny were there, among so many others. And in the center, an empty frame, waiting. The air was thick with the smell of dust and something metallic like old pennies. It was a classroom frozen in time, with desks waiting for students who would never arrive. The walls were a horrifying gallery. Photos of missing kids from our town, stretching back decades. I even recognized a girl who vanished 5 years ago. Under each picture, a name and a date, written in Henderson's familiar, spidery handwriting. In the center was a large portrait of Henderson. I scanned the other photos, my blood running cold. A picture from 1995, another from 1982. In every single one, he was the same kind eyes, the same gentle smile, the same age he is today. It was impossible. Suddenly, a familiar sound shattered the silence, the rhythmic jingle of his keys. Footsteps creaked on the floorboards directly above me. He was coming down. Panic seized me as I scrambled behind a dusty cabinet, my heart hammering against my ribs. Hiding in the darkness, the horrifying truth clicked into place. Henderson wasn't just a kidnapper. He was a parasite. He had been feeding on their youth for decades, staying eternally the same while they were erased from existence. I didn't wait. I bolted, stumbling through the dark corridors. The faces from the wall burned into my mind, their silent screams echoing in my ears, their eyes accusing me of leaving them behind. I burst out into the empty school hallway, but I knew I wasn't free. He's still there, waiting for the next child to disappear.